Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's August journal/Korean immersion update. So we'll go through what I've written down for the month, then I will then recap and reflect on what I'm thinking. So on the 12th, I finished Anki reviews in 18 minutes, so I decided to take a look at the intermediate deck. So this would have been the intermediate grammar deck. I kind of left it on hold for a while because I just found that a lot of the grammar that was in the deck I just hadn't come across yet, and now that I've studied a lot more and progressed a bit more into my Korean learning journey, I thought maybe I should give it a try again. It wasn't too bad, however, some of the grammar I still haven't actually come across in my Taught to Me in Korean studies, but some of it I have, or I could figure it out that they were similar to grammar points that I've come across, so I definitely actually gave it another try tomorrow, but I might give it a try again. On this date, I kind of drafted up how I want to revise my toggle and my time tracking. I'll go back into that later. But on the 14th, Anki review took 15 minutes, so I noted that I definitely need to add more cards each day, add more new cards each day, or add some new decks. And then on the 18th, I upped the new Anki cards to 10 per day for the retro sentences deck and my kimchi mind sentence decks. And so we'll go to the reflection. I wasn't able to hit my goal of 70 hours this month. I was quite busy. I travelled interstate last week, so I missed half a week of immersion, which probably still wouldn't have got me to the 70-hour mark, but that's okay. Actually, now that I mentioned the stats, I'll actually go through the stats first, and then I'll go back up there. So the month's end progress, I finished Taught to Me in Korean level 5 at lesson 19. I didn't actually do much of this intentionally because I wanted to try and stay away from grammar books and try to just focus more on immersion and get more time in immersion. I kind of want to just push out level 5 just because I have the physical book and I'm taking notes as I go through it. So I want to just kind of finish level 5, and then what I might do instead is I will read through the next few levels. I maybe might not take notes, or I'll skip some sections where I don't think notes are needed. I'll see how I go, but that's where I'm at in the Talk to Me in Korean textbooks. Kimchi reader, 876 known words. We're almost getting to 1,000, which is quite exciting. I think 876 for the few months that I have been doing this is pretty good. So I'm quite happy with that. Anki again studied 31 out of 31 days. Haven't lost the streak yet. You know what? 3,475 reviews in total. 400 younger cards. 2,978 mature cards, which is a lot of mature cards. I'm going to estimate 900 of these probably are pronunciation trainer cards, and the rest are actually sentence cards or vocabulary cards. But I would not be saying that I know 3,000 words. This just because I reckon if I saw a lot of the words that are in these cards, I wouldn't know what they mean, but I kind of only know what they mean because of the context of the sentence card. So I'm not wanting to count this into my kimchi reader cards, because the kimchi reader cards at the end of the month, I'll run my Anki cards through the kimchi reader importer, and if there's words in there that I straight away know what the meaning is, I will mark them as known. But if I don't straight away know them, even if they're mature in Anki, I won't mark them as known, just because I feel like I need that instant connection to the word as soon as I see it to actually mark it as known. Otherwise, I don't think it's actually known, even if it's mature in Anki. But it is hard to actually mark them as known in kimchi read if I don't have the context of the word. Anyway, even though I was busy this week, I still did get my Anki reviews done, even when I was away. And I'm pretty happy with my listening improvements this month. I think my brain is slowly getting better at unpacking grammatical structures and sentences in general while I'm immersing. And of course, I still do not understand everything, but I do understand more. And I think I do definitely understand more than I did last month, which is a good sign, I think. And so I probably should put this point first, but I focused pretty much all my immersion exclusively on listening this month. So when I wasn't sentence mining, which is 90% of the time, I was watching content without subtitles, which is the key part. I pretty much avoided subtitles like the plague this month, and I think I'm going to continue to do so, just because my listening has improved a lot in this last month. So I just want to keep avoiding subtitles where I can and focus on the sounds that I'm hearing. And when I was previously watching content, I always found my eyes drifting towards the subtitles. And when watching content with subtitles, I definitely understand more of what's being said just because I can see the text and I can read it a lot better than I can hear it. And so that's been a detriment to my listening skills, which is why I'm now focusing on listening and watching Korean content without subtitles. And I think that'll be essential going forward. And reviewing Anki cards, I also find that my eyes just trend straight towards the tape without listening to the attached audio like properly, like intensively listen to the audio. So at the moment, I kind of noticed this during this last month. So now when I am reviewing cards, I'll look away. I won't look at my screen. I'll listen to the audio twice, then I'll read the sentence and confirm whether I know what that word means or not. This month, I didn't get any chance to do any chorusing or mirroring, but it is something I want to pick up and set time aside for each night going forward. As a matter of fact, it's the 1st of September today, and I can confirm I did do 15 minutes of chorusing today. So I'm quite happy with that. I finally tried it. It felt weird, but my pronunciation definitely isn't great, but we'll get there. Just keep practicing, and I think this will help. Doing lots of chorusing each day will help, and I want to keep that habit consistent because I need to speak. I need to get that accent right, And I've almost hit 300 tracked hours now. Mind you, I did start tracking 1 to 2 months into properly studying via immersion rather than just textbooks. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good for 300 hours so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing my progress in another 300 hours time. And I have actually updated my toggle. I might go through this here. But let's go through my toggle report actually. So see 60 hours, sorry for the flashbang, I know I do this every time. I probably should just show the actual toggle page instead of the PDF, but anyway. Average daily hours, 1.95. You can see that this last week tapered off, and definitely at the start of the month too, I was quite busy too. You can see 60 hours in total, 28, almost 29 hours in free flow, 19 and a half in priming, and almost 20% in passive. I would like priming to get down, but I think I say this every month. Hopefully we'll get there, and you can kind of see 4 hours of conference input. This is something I want to keep doing more of. I started halfway through the month to trying to do more comprehensive input. I think it's super helpful, so I kind of just want to keep doing it because it is nice to watch and listen to things that I know it's being said. And I think it confirms I'm not doing, and of course no subtitles with this, so it helps my listening a lot actually. So I'm going to keep this up. Dramas and movies, YouTube videos, podcast listening, which really isn't podcast listening. This is me listening to condensed audio of dramas and movies that I've already seen in Korean. Anki reviews, taught me in Korean study. I still did some of that actually, but I think I stopped about halfway through the month. I stopped the taught me in Korean study, but that's 60. And I changed my... So you can see I've split by free flow, priming, passive. I actually have intensive immersion as another category, but I just never mark anything under it. And I feel like the way I'm splitting this out isn't really that useful right now. So I kind of reworked it as per the Obsidian document. My input's comprehensible, the sentence mining, there's raw native content, that is native content that I haven't actually seen before. There's prime native content, which is native content that I have seen before in Korean or English, either one. There's prime listening as too, which is the same thing, but instead of just watching, it's just... Actually, no, prime listening is when you look at the text in English before you listen and watch the dialogue. I haven't done any of this yet, and I'm probably not going to do any of this for a while just because it's kind of annoying to set up at the moment. But it is cool. Passive listening is when I listen to my condensed audio of movies or dramas, TV shows that I've listened to and watched before, which is, I think this has been really helpful, and it's kind of fun too. I'm on the train to work, I just listen to a drama or movie that I've seen before, a few episodes, because it's condensed down. Output's got mirroring. This isn't actually there, so I'm going to delete that. And priming stayed the same. And then I also figured out you can use tags, which is cool. So I'll show that now. You can see what I've actually done today. So I did some mirroring. I did my 15 minutes of mirroring. I got the prime native content, etc., etc. Input priming. It's just all a bit simpler. Changed the colors too, much prettier. If I go reports, for example, and if I look at last month, you can see I've updated it. So it's still the 60 hours, 20 minutes, but now the categories are all different. And of course, I had to kind of go back and estimate of what was what. And I kind of had to put everything under raw native content, even though some of it actually was prime native content. But that's okay. Going forward, this will be more accurate. But anyway, that's all I've got. I'll see you next month. Again, the last one actually got a lot more views than I was expecting. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll keep pushing these out, even if people watch or don't watch. So if you do watch, thank you. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you next month. Have a good one, gamers. Bye-bye.